Hey. Oh my goodness me. Hello, ESA. How are we doing, everyone?
We love to see that energy.
Look,
amazing.
It's the full crowd over here. My goodness me. And I'm kind of nervous. So, shall we do the formalities?
Yes.
Hello, I'm Nikoheart. I'm a streamer on Twitch, variety games, speedruns. I play stuff with a steering wheel. You'll see Silent Hill 4 on a steering wheel later in the week as well. I'm joined by two people. You see one in person. We've got one remote.
Yes.
We've got Paulister. Talk about yourself.
Hello, I'm Paulister. I'm a speedrun of all things tiny little indie games. They're lovely, they're amazing, and I love each of them equally, except Battle Block Theater, which I love more equally. But yes, amazing. Joining us remotely, we have...
Howdy, hey everyone, it's Mifa here. I moderate this game and I've verified 2 million runs.
So, this is the trio of us now. The fun thing about this as well is when this game came out, I also made the auto-splitter as well. So, I have a nice little integration within the community as well. And I think we're almost ready to get through. But before we do a few things, we're going to tell you how to start the run.
Yes.
So,
if you want to start running, of course, yeah.
Thanks. So, we're actually going to delete the save data. This basically gives us like the precursor to everything, because if you actually select yes for when it says like have you played Stanley Parable before, it will actually make you take a few lesser endings to trigger the new content. So first off, we're gonna start with the English language. Have you played Stanley Parable before? Yes, good. And adjust the slider until the computer's barely visible. Just press enter. Easy. Enter the current time. Do it to 11:59. Be risky, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we are going to be going to the accessibility menus in just a second because we're on version 1.07. So we are going to be changing up what the 1.606 route is, because we used to be doing like a double door situation.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of patched out a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to be enabling the show content warnings, which is going to be able to help us skip. We're going to go to the audio, just bring the volume down a tiny bit. Music's about there. And I'm just going to check this as well. And I think
that is 119 hertz. Does that... There we go. Lovely.
Good. All right.
Amazing.
So the time is going to start as soon as I click to skip, but I'll obviously announce it as well. Audience, are you ready? Oh, all right.
You'll love to hear it.
You do indeed. Right, so begin the game and the time starts now. So, everyone, welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This is a game that's been from like 2013 to 2022. They remade the game from the source engine to Unity. So there's a lot of like, it's basically kind of recreated in the same way. It feels the same as the source engine with a lot of new things as well. Right, shall I leave it over to you guys to explain what we're doing for the first ending?
All right, yes, fantastic. The first ending we're doing is the insanity ending. And basically the way this works is pretty simple. We go down here, and that's the ending.
Easy.
All right. I feel like there needs to be a bit more of an explanation there.
Absolutely.
Basically, the content warnings, every time there is an ending that might be a little bit triggering for some audiences, it allows you to hold F to skip it. So what Nico did was buffer the hold F input in order to be able to skip that ending as soon as the warning appears. And he's going to be doing the exact same thing for our next ending, which is the Zending. Mifa, do you want to explain what the Zending even is?
So it's an ending that's actually quite slow and out of the way, usually. But we can skip it really early with this content warning thing. The ending essentially just involves you throwing yourself off of stairs like 5 times.
So it's quite the height as well. So just to avoid it, we're just going to skip it. And then that will trigger the new content door, the exciting and thrilling, exhilarating content that has been added into the Stanley Parable. And we're going to jump.
Yeah.
Really? How could you? Wait, how could I?
How could you?
Yeah. All right.
Well, you're Stanley now. Great.
Stanley became me.
Yes. Who is who? Who knows?
Is I?
It
I'm
is you.
confused. All right,
Yes.
so these are two doors. So here's a red door and a blue door. The announcer's going to say, Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to obey him this time because this game is a lot about like choice of either listening to the narrator or disobeying. You know, at the end of the day, like you have the ultimate control. You are playing the video game. So why not go against what they're telling you to do?
Yeah, which
you know,
is exactly what we did at the first choice we had.
exactly.
The narrator said, Stanley walks through the left door, and we didn't.
Because we're good boys.
Oh.
And we like to obey the rules, just like school.
Exactly. So yeah,
I don't know where I'm going with that. So the way the maps are done in this is a little bit weird because as we go through the door, it's loading up a different map. So as soon as that's done, we're going to be buffering F again, just holding it all the way through up until we get to this door which would take you towards the stairs up. But because, again, full content warnings, we can just skip. Boom. So that is the ending, and now we're going to be coming up to the next point of the new content door. Yes. So in the normal Stanley Parable, you would not see this. This is completely new content. So if anyone hasn't seen Ultra Deluxe, spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
So here we go. It's the new content door. It's a time for donation. Bowie, would you like to do a donation?
I most certainly do. We've got a very topical one that I'm going to throw out first. We have a $50 donation from Dean Topping. Stanley was so bad at saving money, he donated to ESA. But this turned out to be a good thing. Good job, Stanley.
That's so good.
An amazing donation.
Thanks so much indeed for that.
We got time for one more?
Oh, yeah, sure, of course. I'll quickly throw out the first one. Zephyr with $50 saying, Dear ESA viewers, I once again ask you to put up with overestimates and low audio. Everyone tries their best to make this event the best one yet, and I think we can do it. So here is a little start to get the ball rolling. Past 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million? Because it is important, and every dollar counts. No one can do everything, but if we all chip in a little, together we can work miracles. I believe not in higher powers, but in the high capacity of all of us. So let's give a PogChamp to all of ESA's volunteers and $5 as well, each to charity. Thanks so much, Zephyr.
Thank you, Bowie.
Let's make it happen.
So, to basically summarize what was happening there, that's just basically them saying, hey, it's been a while, we can make some new content. So, if people give us money, that means we can make video game. What a concept!
Amazing. Incredible. You'll love to see it.
Mifa, why don't you tell them about the jump
The jump.
circle?
Should we be moving somewhere? Or...
Mifa?
Oh, there we go. All right, finally.
yes.
At long last, it's on
Okay,
to the
so
new-
maybe temporarily not here at the moment. I mean, this is remote as well. So the jump circle is the new content. Imagine jumping in a Stanley Parable game. Wow!
I would never. I would never.
So-
I protest.
I mean, you hear protest.
It's as if
No jumping. Thank you.
What a great protest. So in the whole Stanley Parable, the basis is that you can't jump. Now, flashing lights for a second. No.
Ooh, almost.
Done.
Oh, no. Wait. Hold your horses.
Nope.
You got this?
Nope.
Just a little more.
Nope. Would you like to?
There it
There we
is.
go.
Lovely.
It went a lot better in practice. So what we just did is the buffer pause for jumping. Basically, we've now taken the jump outside of the circle. So if you think about it.
The world is our jump circle.
Exactly. But here's the thing. We're still technically limited. So as you saw to the right of the jump circle, it said 36. That means that like throughout the course of the whole game, as you are jumping, it's still going to count it down.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a map that doesn't have the counter, which is basically everywhere else that doesn't have press space to jump.
Yeah,
right?
basically that's your visual cue that says you have limited amounts of jumps. If it's not there, jump to your heart's content, my friend.
Absolutely.
Yes.
By the way, that was the new content. Let's go! Thank you for enjoying the new content. No, that's
Yeah,
no.
I think the narrator shares the sentiment here, saying, is that it? Yeah, no.
Yeah. Just
And
really new content.
Yeah.
So here's just basically like a bit of a spiel about like, well, there could be something more, but this is it. This is it. So why don't we get another donation if we have a donation?
Oh, we most certainly do. Thank you. We have a $50 donation from Alex73630. row. ESA Summer 2022 hype. I'm sad I'll miss the beginning. There it is. Yeah. Hype. I'm sad I'll miss the beginning in person due to delays, but I can't wait to arrive on site early next week. Have fun, everyone, but keep some for me when I arrive, please. Of course we shall, Alex. We also have a $100 donation from username Niels. Hey, ESA is on. Neat. I agree, that is pretty neat.
How neat indeed.
That is pretty neat. And we also have a $5 donation from Mai Wyson saying, I've been waiting for months and it's finally here. ESA Summer is starting with a great lineup. Good luck to everyone and let's save the children.
We just vented.
Yes. We just vented. Very sus.
Yeah, very sussy.
Okay.
Beep,
You
beep.
remember how she
I was hoping somebody behind me would have continued it. So here we go. We have vented, and basically what the narrator's trying to say here is kind of like, you know what? That was all the new content. So why don't we just have a trip down memory lane and just see what's like all the nice things that are here? Mifar, are you still kicking about?
I am.
Hey,
Would you like to talk to people about the memory zone?
zone. It's where I
The narrator was like, that new content sucked. Let's have a reminiscent good old time about the original Stanley Parable and how great that was.
like the launch of the
So here's the thing, you can see all the news reviews, you can see some of the actual, like, you know, images of the endings, and we're going to be coming up to, I think it's Destructoid's review, 10 out of 10, Stanley Parable. You got the accolades here of all the awards that is won. It's basically them saying, look at us, we did a thing. Oh my god, oh my god. I don't know why it went like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, by the way, jump!
we can still jump. And now it's infinite.
So we have the infinite ability to jump, and this is going to come in very, very beneficial very soon because,
A little bit.
think about it, it's an any percent. What do you like in any percent? Out of bounds.
Yes.
So we are going to be kind of doing a little bit of out of bounds jumping in a moment as well to help us to trigger some bits of dialogue to then, when you trigger that dialogue, it's then going to be able to enable like the next load zones or the next thing to load in. I've managed to get this 3 times in practice, and I'm actually kind of proud of myself because it is quite a hard jump.
It is quite difficult, indeed.
So here's another thing as well. There is like some harder strats to do in the second form of the memory zone, which would be, you know, it's a little bit tight, and you got to be like, you know, one of the like the top runners to be able to do that because it takes absolute precision. By the way, here's a smile. Can we get a smile in the chat, please? There we go. So what is it as well? So yeah, we won't be doing those strats, but if you want to see some of the other like major skips that you can do in Memory Zone 2, go to the Stanley Parable on speedrun.com. Look at some of the major runs as well because they are a sight to behold at the same time. So we got some more things around here, just like, you know, there's a little book about the Source Engine. There's a door. Why did I walk away?
But hey, at least you're doing the trick I'm not doing, which is jumping over that railing.
Absolutely. So this is where the kind of like the semi out of bounds is going to happen right here. So here's all these Steam reviews, like the backlog of Steam reviews from the Stanley Parable, from the very first one that was released as a solo game. We're going to jump on top of this fence.
Ooh. There we go.
Oh.
Almost.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. Okay. It's not over. It's not over. Hold your nerve.
There we go.
There
You got
it
the
is.
dialogue. That's what we needed. Here's the thing. So if we didn't trigger that dialogue, we'd have to go basically inside of that. Now, are we ready for this bit of dialogue?
Yes.
Unfunny!
Funny.
Oh, unfunny! So, that's like our favourite line, by the way. Just
Yes.
Kevin Brighting just, unfunny! It's so great.
Yes.
Here's a bad review. We're going to look at it and they go, that's bad review. Pshaw.
We don't like that.
Here comes a very tight jump, by the way.
Follow the thumbs up, not the thumbs down.
Oh, I got it
my
first
God,
try.
Let's
First
go.
try. I failed that so much in practice, so that's great to be able to get on the marathon first try. Now, because we actually managed to do this in a very good cycle, all we have to do is jump this way. If we fail to jump, we'd have to probably go down the left side because this little gate here would spawn in. Now, we're going to wait around here for the like the rest of the objects to load because if you just go through, whilst it is going to load in, the actual properties don't load in. So that way, you would fall completely out of bounds in an infinite cycle of just falling. Is it of a bad review? We're jumping over it. We don't like the bad reviews.
We don't like. Follow the thumbs up, not the thumbs down. Easy. Easy logic. So, are you doing the risky strat?
Yes, I'm doing a risky strat. If you want to talk about it, should we bring it over to Mifa?
Yeah, over to Mifa.
Sorry, what risky strap going on?
So I've heard
Skip button door.
I failed it a few times, so it's risky for me.
What, just walking through the skip button door right as it comes up?
Okay, so we need to go over here.
Over there.
So we're gonna wait on this little square that will come through.
And
Through the door, back through.
There it is.
There's a little skip. So,
all right.
basically what's been happening right now is that the narrator's just like, you know, with all of this, like the Steam reviews and stuff like that, you know, what people wanted the most is to be able to skip the narrator. Like, who? The narrator is the best part of Stanley Parable.
Absolutely. But
So-
apparently there's a skip button now,
Yeah.
so I guess we gotta use it.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes you just gotta skip it. Now,
I should say that
there's a warning.
Skip to Malu. Donation, please, Bowie.
Absolutely. But you can't skip this narrator. We have a $20 donation from Isaiah that says, "You beat is an absolute blast." I like this donation, by the way. If you ever want to find me during this event, I'll be in the arcade playing U-Beat.
Yes.
Would love to see what peak U-Beat looks like. Here's to another great event. Thank you so much indeed, Isaiah. I'm going to read the next few as the narrator, if that's okay.
Go for it.
Nepenfi with a $5 donation. Looking forward to the long week of runs and seeing all the talented people doing what they love. Good luck to everyone running in the event and happy 10th anniversary ESA. And Beaugloire, $10.
Hey.
Opening run hype! It's great to see Nico running this game at ESA. Let's crush those times and save the children.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
By the way, there is going to be a loud sound in a second. Oh, that's it. That's
the
it.
one.
Sorry, I'm talking over it, so it's the same sort of level. So
Yeah.
here we go.
It's a bit more bearable, yeah. Please skip the thing. Thank you.
Continue, please.
Absolutely, yeah, sure. $10 from PM of Denmark that says, my stutter might stop this one. You might remember this from a rhythm game. If I can do this properly. Excuse me, my stutter is really bad. Wubba dubba dub, that true? Wow, you go, big guy. Good luck, Nico.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then and lastly, a $10 donation from Anonymous. Very generous is Anonymous. Well, good thing I was one of those who did not like this game then. Thanks, skip button.
Oh my god.
Speaking of, I guess that just spoke itself, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, we still got a few more.
The end is never the end is never the
The end is never the end is never the end is never the end is never.
Okay.
So we're still continuing a little bit. We've got a few
Yeah.
more of these skip buttons to do. And then, because time has passed so much. By the way, we should talk about this.
Yeah.
We're continuously skipping time. Maybe it's 1 day, then it's 2 days, then it's 4 days, then it's 8 days. It keeps on doubling and doubling until a point where everything is basically destroyed in the world.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, you'll be able to see green life here. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Nature is healing.
Scream for green life.
Yeah. Save the environment.
Exactly, and also save the children as well.
Yes.
We've got like 3 more endings as well,
Believe
like
this is
skips,
2 more.
before we actually skip on out of this building, because it's actually going to be lopsided. The foundation's going to just broke.
Yeah, it's gonna like cave in on
And
itself a little bit.
it. No, one
No, no,
more.
That's the last one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know how many endings there are.
Yeah, usually when this sound plays on the skip, that's when I know it's the last one. And now we hold back into the right.
There we
so can get
go.
out of
So
this-
now we
of
can
this
see
area.
the beautiful outside. And all we got to do, if you want to, is you can just stand.
Yeah.
Because once the audio kicks, that's kind of like the cue that is just going to be this sort of like...
this timed segment that you can just wait for a little bit, and then it'll just hit you back into a game reset in just a little bit.
And that's me thinking, oop, there goes gravity. Song. I tried. My brain doesn't function so well.
Well, for somebody whose brain doesn't function, you're doing mighty fine, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, good sir, my acquaintance.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes.
So, Mifa, did you want to tell people about the next point of this run, if that is good with you? Is Mifa still there?
Do we have a Mifa in the house? Well, at their house.
Yeah, at their house.
To be fair.
All right, so let's continue then, shall we? So this is going to be where we are going to be exploring more of the new content, essentially. This is a kind of like, how should we call it? How should we call it? Stanley Parable 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes. Office Boogaloo.
Oh, by the way, new content!
New content.
Like, they had to put a neon sign just so you knew, hey, there's actually more content. Come on now.
The corridor is darker. There's a huge sign that goes, please. Come on, man, please. Yes.
Just go this way. Now, again, because we can see this press space to jump, we do have to be limited. We can jump over there just to help a little bit of time. It is a time save to jump over the little, just, what should we call it? It's not like an escalator. It's not a lift. It's a moving platform.
Moving platform, yeah. I like that.
I was just like, thank you for clarifying that with me. I am now more informed.
Yes.
I don't know where
we're making up the terminology on the spot like that. Like
Absolutely. So, forget the ultra nonsense content. This is the new content. This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Let's go.
So, we get to explore a lot of interesting things around here. This is where the game like really starts to divide itself as the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, because there is a ton of endings that can be triggered just from here, basically.
Yes.
There is a bucket in this game, unfortunately, and I know we're going to get some awes. We're not going to be picking up the bucket.
No bucket.
See, there's the audience.
Right on cue. Thank you.
Thank you, audience. Give me some claps for the audience, please. So, again, we are still limited for our jumps, so we're just going to jump over here, because then it helps us to go a little bit more on the narrow. There is another skip that you can do, like, way over back where we are going to go, which is going to be activating the dialogue in a room, which will trigger the dialogue early, and we can come back to here, but because the trick, like the jump to do it, is basically have to jump off a ledge and then jump back on it in such a successive amount of time, not marathon safe.
Yeah, not really. Also, it looks a little bit cooler when you actually see what the narrator is trying to make when it comes to the Stanley Parable 2. So we're just going to collect this collectible.
Because every game needs collectibles, am I right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
all those Xbox and PlayStation 4 achievements, just like this Figley over here.
Yes. Oh, no, not. That's for later.
No, we can still do it technically. I'm just being a little bit risque. There we go. So I only walked a little bit more forwards, and technically it does save us a little bit of time. So what we just did there is that, like, once you kind of pause, as you look at a Figley, you regain movement. So that way, we are going to be using that very, very soon. Oh, by the way, here's a wall. So basically, that wall there is to basically say,
A
hey,
suggestion.
yeah, get the bucket. And we're like, no! And we just jump over it, easy. However, we can do something fun here. Now, I'm actually going to do a thing here quickly. I'm going to actually bring the audio settings up so we can hear the narrator for this bit and the music.
Features? Yes, I know it's
Because this is one of my favorite things of
exactly
this game. It's just this little section here. It appeals to my slapstick kind of comedy and, like, you know, just the inner, like, comedy I love as well. So
Yes, it's really nice.
So here is the narrator building, like, an idea for a game, the experiment of the game. That could be Stanley Parable 2.
And we'll see whether or
we go.
not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Exactly. I just love it. You can hear it's just like, I'm doing all the
you
things.
ready?
Look at me go.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Huh.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
Yeah, sure,
Sort
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
It gets better. It gets better,
This is
okay?
much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
Exactly.
I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait. Maybe that's it.
Oh.
I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply...
So here's the fun thing. We can actually walk on
insert a
top
few
of
of
this.
my
Just
Yeah.
kind of like survey the bird's eye view of Stanley's office from like from all the iterations of the game, basically.
Yes.
We'll wait till this little segment here is done before I bring the audio back down, then I'll just
yes.
correct myself.
Title screen. A
But-
title
And because we
screen
got all
that's
the hard bits out of the way,
uncompromising
we can afford to kind of like
conviction. This
Yeah,
is
we
the
show off a
Stanley
little bit of the
Parable
game.
2.
Exactly.
What it makes it the
Let's see if I
Stanley
can
Parable
whip
2.
something up.
Exactly. Or Ultra Deluxe 2, whichever you want to go for, really.
ahead.
I mean,
Take a
We,
look.
we won't spoil it just yet, shall we? Okay,
Ultra 2 Deluxe.
So here we go. Here's the Stanley Parable 2. The menu is the Stanley Parable 2. So Ultra Deluxe is out of the way now. Stanley Parable 2, begin the game. So when we go in, we could have done the audio settings there.
Yeah, I think so.
That's fine. So we can do it just
We'll make
before
it
we do
work.
click to skip. So back to about here. Click to skip, and through we go again. So
All right.
it's time to collect the rest of the collectibles, isn't it? So depending on what kind of, if you're doing the Memory Zone 2 skip, you would be doing the collectibles in a specific order, but purely for the sake of marathon safety, we are going to do it in the most easiest order as possible, which is going to be 3 on the left and 2 on the right. And then after that is going to be where interesting things happen. This is what I'm going to say.
Yes.
So, we're going to go downstairs. Now, I will need a little bit of silence so I can try to hear where I'm going, okay?
Found one of them. One of the minute.
Where am I? Great. I didn't go anywhere. So
All right. I think we should explain this, how this works. Basically, once you enter this little cutscene, you can pause and unpause real quickly, and you can regain control of your character.
hold on, let's do it again. Okay, so settings. Audio. Down. I suck at this bit. Oh my god, I actually went out of the door! Ah! There we go. So now we're actually at the boss's office. So that's what we wanted to do in the first place. Narrator, please come back. There we go. All right. Now that we... I did one thing right. We're going to enter 2, 8, 4. Wait.
Stanley wondered in disbelief.
What's the last one?
Who orchestrated this? What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have
Oh, God, you're testing my limits here.
Could it be 1?
It could be 9.
8. 8.
8. 8. 8.
8.
8.
8.
8.
8.
Oh, there it is.
Ah, yes, there we go.
There we go. So we do that. It's actually quicker to like wait for that little bit of dialogue because you can see that it's opening up a lot quicker there. And then we can make our way over to the right-hand side of the next door. So collect, begin the game again, and then we're going to get brought back to Stanley's office, and we can keep on going through.
Yes. So we're 4 out of 6.
Yeah, that's 4 out of
2 more.
6. Yeah, 2 more. I'm just trying to think about what else we could say from here because like this is like which.
Oh, that's long corridor. I think we should explain the corridors a
Mifa,
little
did
bit.
you want to explain long corridors?
Yeah, so whenever you re-roll the game, or like begin the game again, I think there's a 1 in 16 chance for each of the different like hallway variants to appear. 2 of them are really short and actually save like 7 to 8 seconds each. And one of them, which Nico just got, is very long and loses like 10 seconds. And it's RNG and out of our control.
Only me would happen to.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. It's always marathon luck, isn't it? Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to hold on to, we're going to hug on a little side here. This is correct. So we went here earlier on. I was like, wait a second, go here again. But it's because we're doing the 1.07 patch that we need to go back onto here to then go over and jump.
Nice.
I just love hearing that. What? Really?
Yeah, just the sheer shock is amazing.
But now that we got the infinite jumps, we can get over that little ledge a little bit easier. Once we collect this Figley here, instead of like having to like go all the way back, you know the score. Begin the game again.
Yep.
The end is never. The end is never.
The end is never. The end is never.
The end is never. The end is never.
Just to explain a little bit about how the corridors work, usually if you're in more of a high tier speedrun, you would basically, as you're doing, as you're collecting the Figlies, you would be trying to re-roll the corridor just so you can get either the blue room or the short one.
I just did the wrong order, kind of, because I was supposed to get the other one.
It's fine.
Okay, actually, interesting thing to do that is because there is a video that's going to play very soon, which is actually kind of coined on the 5th Figley that you pick up.
Yep.
So because I went a little bit out of the way to do something different, we're going to get a different video.
Oh, yes.
So actually,
Jump down.
some people who watch a lot of the, like, you know, the runs that are on the SRC board, this might be something that you haven't seen before.
Yes.
Okay.
'Cause normally you get the cargo bay one first, and then you go to red blue doors.
So here's the whole way. Wait.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things.
Ah, it's the memory zone again.
Those figurines
I mean, yeah,
those
but
figures.
why is that-
haven't stopped thinking
why is-
about them since
why is there
the
like just a big
very
painting there
last one.
of the memory zone?
I mean, from the point where we were told to walk inside a vent, I'm not questioning anything at this point.
Fill you to the brim with
Like,
Nothing is sus anymore.
we're supposed to be.
this is just, you know,
But won't you please
strange.
indulge me with
Stranger Things. Good show, by the way. Right, Mifa, did you want to explain like what's happening here? Like, this obviously is Memory Zone 2, but what's kind of going on right now?
Yeah, so the narrator was like, oh, picking up those figures was such a wonderful time. Let's relive it again. Because he's kind of in denial about the whole Ultra Deluxe content thing.
the first collectible.
So, like, when you're in a state of denial, it's just like, you know, you don't want to let go of the good times and the past times. So we're basically going back to the very first one that we just saw there, and then we're hugging over to the right-hand side. It's kind of like just curating this, like, all of the different pathways that we have already taken before. Just like it's like one long cycle of just repetition of life. So we're just going to keep on going through. It does give us a little choice in a second as well, but we are going to go hug over to the left, which is going to be the third point of the boss's bathroom. We didn't really go into too much of the boss's office, but we are going to go back around that way in a moment. So here's another Figley. That's 7 out of 6.
Yeah.
Nice. So we got
Amazing.
over the amount.
Yeah, amazing. I love it.
And again, we're just waiting for the narrator. He's kind of like still like semi-denial, semi-reflecting about it. It's just like, you know what? Just keep on going. Just keep on collecting the Figlies. That is your job. Collect the Figlies. Win the game, maybe. Now, here's a new room.
What came next? Oh yes, we found
Don't you
the
remember this room?
No.
Well, I can't actually say I remember.
But you might remember it from the trailer for the Ultra Deluxe.
It's in the memory zone, so
No, I don't remember it. No.
it must have happened. If it's in the memory zone, surely.
I mean, here's the blue and red door again. I mean, I remember these. I mean,
yeah.
from like the Stanley Parable 1.
Because this
one,
is
think about it.
particularly
Oh, here we go.
special to me, I made a little video
Before we do it, I'm turning up the video audio for this. Here we go. Here comes the
to
music.
commemorate the occasion.
Here's a video for you. What's that in there? It's a Figley. Oh my goodness me! It's the Mini Stand 5. Look at it in all of its glory.
Amazing. Oh, so shiny. Yeah! Now, normally we would have sunglasses for this next bit, but
Yeah,
alas.
we've got sunglasses, so here's a thumbs up. Credits roll. Thumbs up still.
credit.
Come on, thumbs up still.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent
Lovely.
a lot of time making that
So
video. but it
that
was
video
just
is,
because
there's
I
only
couldn't
5 variants of it as well, because the first Figley that you get is always a customary one that you get.
Yeah, it's the one at the expo.
So the one when I said like, oh my goodness me, I've got the different one, that's because we got a completely different video, so it even took me by surprise.
Ah, yeah.
So, who enjoyed that video? That was so much. That's like one of the nicest things about like, you know, the Ultra Deluxe is that they kind of just like go back in time even more to like the good old days of when we
yes.
first played like, you know, video games and like we first explored like Windows Movie Maker and all sorts of stuff, like just reliving our like our childhood
Just
basically.
the old tutorials where a person with no microphone just types out on a little piece of notepad, "Hello, YouTube."
009 sound system, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe
But you know
so.
what is not a sound system, but can portray a voice is Bowie the Hero.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Still alive, which is a great start.
Yeah.
We have some wonderful donations here to read out. We have the big cat facts have started already. $250 from LL Cool Dave. Did you know that a lynx can jump up to 2 meters high from the ground to catch birds in flight? Thank you very much, LL Cool Dave. Another Dave, this is big, the Dave, $10. Do you know about the Marvel superhero skydiving bull? It's Stan Lee's Parable.
Oh my goodness me!
We have another $150 donation from Zero Kieran.
Let's go.
No comment there, but thank you very much. Prometheus with $5 says, unfunny. Unfunny. Unfunny.
Unfunny. Unfunny.
And Mifa. Hello, Mifa. How are
hi,
you?
Mifa.
Don't you remember the
Hi.
video we watched?
Fiverr. Thank you for the heart emoji.
Oh, by the way, here's the video going really fast again. Just a quick reflect. Okay, David.
You're leaving me hanging.
Sorry. I feel so bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
I was out of your line
am-
of sight, to be fair, so that's okay.
Like, it's right in my peripheral vision, so
Yeah.
it wasn't my fault. Anyway, so, a little thing about that. By the way, Bo, thank you so much for the donations as well.
It's my pleasure, my friend.
Thank you. So, you saw that little sort of fake out from the loading screen. The narrator's just like, wait, stop the loading screen. Let's bring it back. Let's keep on going. And it's like one of the fun things as well, because like you're anticipating the next load to being brought back to Stanley's office, and it's just like, oh, there's more. There's something else going on. It's a nice little, like the way that the narrator plays with you as well. It's a great fun game as well to be able to just like just bellow and have laughs with the narrator whilst they're also either laughing at you or laughing with you. It's kind of the mix of like the flare up of the in between, isn't it? When the next part that's going to be happening very soon is a whole lot of menuing. So we might have a few times for donations there. I'll be able to call out, but basically what we're going to be doing is that we've basically fulfilled a lot of the criterias to unlock. I can't believe I'm saying this. The epilogue. There's like
Stanley Parable has an epilogue?
I know. I know. It's wild. It's wild. I would never have thought about it. So, but there is the pre-requirements that we have to talk to somebody else. Now, I think Mifa knows like who this somebody else is because I actually had to question Mifa at one point. So,
Yeah.
Mifa, who's on the other side of the settings?
So, whenever you boot up the game, some random person who's lovingly called Settings Guy asks you to fill out like the time and like the screen brightness and stuff. So we have to like exhaust all his dialogue to unlock the epilogue. But a lot of people don't know that Settings Guy is another employee in the building. All he was given was a pencil sharpener, but there were no pencils to sharpen. So he got very bored, went insane, and transcended space and time.
Yep.
So there we go. So we're going to be talking to the Stanley Parable guy. It's time to quit to desktop, and we're going to be loading the game again and again. The end is never. The end is never. The end is never. I can't believe it has like a nice little tie-in. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
Very nice.
here we go. You're going to see some new dialogue here.
Yep.
Please enter the current time. We're going to do like 11:58.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hang on.
What?
Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times. I don't believe it. Like, this guy's like faking us.
Yeah.
My goodness me.
And it's actually a little bit faster to set the different time. Anything that isn't 12 a.m. on every occasion, because it's faster, and you get more dialogue if you do either one at 12 a.m. or both or all of them. It gets very slow. So yeah.
So there we go. So we've exhausted that first section of dialogue. We have to open up the game again. There's, like I say, there's a few segments that you have to go through. There's a few fun sliders as well.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like those fun things where you can go like left to right. So let's do 11:56. Why not?
Yeah, that's your favorite time of day?
Sure.
Yeah. Because
Sure.
it's almost the end of the day, I guess. I don't know.
You made me stunned. I forgot to start clicking my mouse button. I lost time. I can't believe it.
I apologize.
And I accept your apology. All right, so here we go. They're going to whip up some more questions and more like sliders for us because we all love sliders.
We all love collecting data.
Exactly. Settings, data. It's almost like it's all an integration all together to make the game run in a formal way of fun.
Yes.
Sure. All right,
Yeah.
Here's the settings guy once again. They're going to be like, adjust the slider until it's barely visible. Adjust the slider until the dog and cats are friends.
Ah.
I actually wasn't going to do that. I'm kind of glad I did.
Yeah.
That one you're going to skip as well. Adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. So here we go. There we go. Nice. Which of the two made-up words below is the most appealing to you? Occupy-cool or scrumtush? I know my community are going to go, you picked the wrong one! Please unadjust the slider. Do you know what time it is right now? I actually don't.
It's right there.
Thank you. Is the time that it is right now the correct time?
Yeah?
Sure. What is time anyway? Yes.
We'll find out.
Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me?
No.
Help. Yes, no.
Gladly.
Yes. Go on then.
Yeah.
Will you come back to visit me? Yeah.
Yeah, that way.
So this guy seems nice, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right, quit to desktop. So there's a few, I think there's like one or two more, isn't there now? So
I believe this is the last one.
yes, okay. So that's like the fun little bit there as well. You get a little bit of like the existential humor, just a little bit as well, because especially as it isn't in the game as well, it's the best part. So here we go. What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. No one knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I adjusted all the game settings to your exact specification, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. 1, 2, 3, 4,
about
5.
About that.
You like being alone, don't you? Stop calling me out. That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. Can we say bye, settings guy?
Bye, settings guy.
There is still one more setting that we need to adjust, though, but it may take a little bit of time before I'm ready for that. It's not really my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. If you can find me, sorry, my mic card there. Talk soon.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye, settings guy. There's the epilogue. There it is. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's end this.
Coming up to near the final part of the game. Mifa, would you like to take it away for a bit of like lore of the epilogue, please?
I mean, I'm honestly not sure I even know what the epilogue is.
Yes! But however, many years later.
You're just stuck in a desert.
Yep.
Yeah, just walking.
Yeah. Walking,
We interrupt.
walking. We're walking in the sand. We're walking. I don't know where the land is. I am lost, I am found, but I don't know. But anyway, I am going to sing this song and then I'm going to scream. Oh,
That was a good scream.
Wait. Oh, sorry. There we go. So there's a pit fire there. So basically, time has elapsed a little bit more. There's a bit of a pit fire because like we had to try to look after ourselves. It's night. It's going to be cold. So time is constantly moving.
Yes.
It's just... Is this a precursor? Or is this afterwards? What is time anyway? We don't know because whereabouts does this fit in the story? Like, obviously, that's what this in game is like a little bit of interpretation about as well because we don't really know much about, you know, about Stanley. We don't know much about, like, you know, his journey, his successions in life. But we do know something, is that right now, right here, we are watching ESA Marathon, raising money to save the children. Get your donations in. Let's help raise some money for the amazing causes that ESA Marathon always do. Please raise money for Save the Children. I'm spitting everywhere.
That's all right. It's part of the passion here.
I know. I'm trying my best to describe just how much I enjoy ESA Marathon, all the things they do. And again, thank you, ESA Marathon, for always putting on fantastic events.
Yeah,
and it's always a pleasure to be here, like, you know, giving my voice or doing runs for ESA Marathon. I'm sure everyone here can agree as well. Like, everyone puts in so much time and effort.
Yeah.
It's always fantastic.
I think we need to thank you, Nico, for opening this event. Can we get a round of applause for Nico, please? Amazing.
For sure, you guys. So, after so much time has elapsed, Stanley, the memory zone is kind of like very much in rubbles. It's almost like the Stanley Parable 2 release, but something didn't go to plan. So, as we're walking further through, you can see how much, like, how desolate it's become. And then there's just a spotlight on a single review. Well, there's actually two as well, but saying the review of Stanley Parable, it's fun. But, I mean, I didn't read it, so I'm guessing right now. But like, it's kind of like
10 out of 10?
Yeah, sure, 10 out of 10. I mean, you look at that, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. That is just the Stanley Parable 2. So this is just now left in rubbles. It's been here for years. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Jim.
So, that's a precursor that you should play this game as well. If you don't know who Jim is, you'll find out later. But that is our favorite button, is the Jim button.
Yes.
So, we had to do it we just have to do it for the marathon. We had to. So now we're coming down to the only computer that still reigns in the Stanley Parable offices and environments. And look who it is again. Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. I know, sad. I'm sad inside. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. We keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. But but if people hate it, who cares? You see,
That was the narrator's problem.
he was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling onto the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we're going to make the Stanley Parable free. It's simple. All we need to do is change a number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Gosh. Go ahead. Try combining some random words together and make a new title for our game.
All right.
So, we got the Stanley Parable 3, Part 5, Paperwork. Nah, how about content?
Content. Yes.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Let's go. The Stanley Parable 3 Part 5 content. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself would change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. Well, no need to do that. It would just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forwards with this plan?
I'm down.
I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. Shall we do it?
Let's go!
Funny story, I actually picked don't do it, and I had to redo that whole bit again. So if we have to actually pick let's do it. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you put my faith in the idea, I feel like I'm giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you that broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. All right, the achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. We must keep the wheel turning. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Let's do that. Adjust the sign until it's barely visible. And we're coming up to time. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. And time. Woo! And time. Hey, even with all that reading, still underestimate.
Still underestimate. Incredible.
Oh, that was a delight to be able to show you. Again, thank you, Paulissa. Mifa, thank you for the remote commentary as well. And thank you so much for dialing in as well to help us with this as well.
Absolutely. And thank you, Nico, for that amazing run.
Thank you very much for letting me run it. So, if you guys want to see some more of these runs, I do so many different speed runs on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Nikoheart. I'm going to be hosting later on as well, so you'll hear my voice a little bit later. I'll also be doing some more steering wheel speed runs, some more speed runs as well for Goosebumps at Night and Silent Hill 4. I'm going to be commentating some other runs as well. I might be having some other guest appearances as well, maybe here and there. Paulista, could you find out where can we find you out?
Twitch.tv/Paulister. Yeah, you know, the classic place. I speedrun a bunch of indie games once again, so sometimes I may even speedrun that one. So, yeah, if you are excited about all that, go ahead, hit that follow button. Yeah.
Mifa, do you want to do any plugs for yourself as well?
Yeah, you can find me on twitch.tv/MifaStar. And if you're interested in running this game, speedrun.com/tspud, TSPUD. I currently have a tutorial in the works for this game, so if you're interested in running it, yeah, stick around.
Is that going to feature the Memory Zone 2 skip, though? Which we didn't
might do.
Oh, so new exciting content, even more time save that you could do in a future tutorial from Mifa. That is going to be us. We're going to bring you back to Bowie, and please enjoy the rest of ESA Marathon Summer 22. Thank you so much for all the donations so far. You lot are amazing. Enjoy your day and the week ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Nikoheart, for that great run. Before we jump to break, though, there's a couple more donations come in that I think you want to hear.
Go
so,
for it.
Bucket with a $5 donation says, but are you going to do the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
The broom closet ending was my favorite.
Thank you very much indeed. And also there's a $100 donation from Superplayer02 that says, Super Event 02, Super Nikoheart 02. Super Donation Reader 2. Where's the O for me? Super Paulister. No numbers for you, mate.
Oh.
This run is amazing, and it's only the first one. Can't wait to see all other runners of my friends here. Heart emoji, heart emoji. Love being a part of ESA, and I will never, ever miss it again. Everyone, donate to save the children. It's important. And more important, enjoy the marathon. Thanks so much indeed for those donations. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be having our next run, which is Shantae and the Pirate's Curse with Etienne. So do not touch that dial. We will be back very shortly.